Next one is from Christopher Mason. The subject is who's better? Greetings, K100 crew. Hope you're all well. My question this week is for everyone. The Who's Better series is certainly a conversation starter on the K100 socials, so I've got one for you here. In terms of the following, crowd reaction, match quality, impact on wrestling longevity, who's better, Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins? I'd say Roman Reigns. Crowd reaction, impact on wrestling longevity, and the match quality probably the same. They're both really good workers. Kind of a silly question. Danny, do you think it's Seth Rollins?
No.
No.
I'd say Roman for sure.
But what is he?
But
Who's better?
In each category, yeah. Crowd reaction. That's Roman, but Seth's no slouch, obviously.
Oh, okay, that's the question. Who's better? And okay, say it again. What were the four?
Okay, crowd
reaction, match quality, longevity, and
impact.
What's the other one?
On wrestling.
Impact. Yeah, impact on wrestling. Yeah, it's Roman.
Yeah, I would say Roman.
Next one's from Bill.
You're gonna say Seth, Joe?
No, but it's close. I think I don't want to sell Seth short, but close. Roman. Yeah, you don't think Seth's reactions are pretty.
Oh, he's good right now, but bro, what changed wrestling 3 years ago when
Roman turning heel in the bloodline?
Yeah, he was right underneath it, but it was a bloodline led by Roman.
Bill, I don't know if this is Big Bill, but it's Bill.
Right.
Subject is your advice. Big Bill, your advice. Hey guys, the Street Profits are slowing character changing. I'm going to suspend Bill for a week for a bad, grammatically inaccurate first sentence. The Street Profits are slow.
Rock a ball, baby.
The Street Profits are slowing character changing. What advice do you give them so they can become the next tag team champions? More of this or less of that, etc. P.S. Still praying for you, Conan. That's Bill from Wisconsin. He's praying for you, but I'm still suspending him for a week, Conan. What do you think of that? That's only praying for you get suspended.
You're muted, bud. Yeah, you're muted.
Prayers don't get you off. Yeah.
I don't. The advice.
Or going to drug rehab.
The advice would be butter up to the riders if you want to become the next tag team champions. I don't know. This is such a silly question. Suspension. Next is from Danger Ross, and the subject is Sky Angle. I've been watching some of the WWE's women's division. I had an idea for a faction split. Asuka joins Damage Control and things go very well. Dakota finds Sky and Asuka speaking in Japanese quietly and conspicuously. She asks what they're talking about, but they play it off and laugh. Finally, Asuka and Sky would turn on Damage Control, leading to a Japanese invasion in the women's division angle with the addition of Kairi Sane, assuming she signed the WWE. Kairi Sane, Sane or something. I don't know. Do you think an angle like this could work? How would you look? How would you improve or book it? Also, do any of you watch Heels? It's on Stars, I think. What do you think of the show and how close it is to the real life of a professional wrestler? I don't watch Heels. This angle stinks. We don't take suggestions. All right, so I'm definitely this is stupid. A Japanese faction. What are you gonna? You know what they could call them? The Japanese faction. What about that? Is that racist?
I think I gotta bleep. I gotta bleep the.
You gotta bleep that?
Maybe.
Well, what's a heel? What would you call a heel Japanese faction?
Yeah, you can say. You can't even say because you can't even say.
But it's a heel faction. It's a fictitious. They're fictitious characters, and it's a heel faction of fictitious characters.
Yeah, but in today's society, that would almost be like, caught in your say Pedro file and dressing up with like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Okay, next is from by the way, your angle stinks, by the way.
I would recommend. I tried to recommend heels to both you guys too, but I would. Right. I haven't seen the second season yet, but the first season was way better than I expected.
Next is from Jared Aviat. Subject says Mark Henry worked us all. Hi, K100 fan. I was having a discussion with fellow longtime wrestling fans and a Lapsed fan. We all came to the conclusion that Mark Henry may be one of the best workers just in terms of his post-in-ring career. This guy's been on Busted Open Radio for a long time now, giving his takes on the current product. Why is he on there? My main question for the crew is, what has Mark Henry done in his over 20-year career that warrants him to be one of the few voices on a widely known program critiquing all aspects of the biz? But greats like Barry Windham or Rick Martel are not given such a platform. Aside from wearing a salmon jacket and his short Hall of Pain run, why is Mark Henry considered a Hall of Famer and such a huge authority on wrestling? I watched a guy from 96 until he retired, and to me he's overrated with a capital O. Plus, he comes across very holier than thou like a big shot every time I hear the guy flap gums. Thank you guys in this regard from Jared. Jared, we're going to suspend you for a week for having such a bad take here. The fact he's been in the business for over 20 years makes him qualified. And what makes
100%.
you think that Barry Windham or Rick Martel want the platform?
Like, you think like could be as entertaining as him, and I don't know how entertaining is because I don't listen to the show. But
Mark
when
Henry
you're hiring somebody,
go ahead.
Right, go ahead.
Mark Henry is far more entertaining than Jared Aviat's emails. I'm gonna say it. I said it. All right, but you're suspended, Jared, for a week. Maybe he put another one in. Who knows, right? Okay, next one's about.
Go home and get your shine box.
Next one's from Angel17, and the subject is MJF. Hello, K100 crew. I really enjoyed your show, especially your argument on how CM Punk is causing havoc in AEW. I have a quick question regarding MJF. If MJF were to go to WWE in 2024, what would be your dream feuds for him? Thanks in advance and have a great day. Well, I do a great feud with Seth because he's good in the mic. Yeah, Cody, Seth, anybody that's got anybody's good in the mic. He could work with anybody.
LA Knight.
LA Knight, Miz, and he could do entertaining TV with literally all the good mic work guys on that roster. So. Isn't it funny how Vince McMahon looked at LA Knight and thought that he would be thought he was a Max Dupree type character? So I always wonder.
You got to remember, we had the advantage of seeing him in Impact, so we knew he was good. He only probably saw the guy once, twice. Who knows how quick he saw him? You know what I'm saying? I don't think he really paid that much attention. He said, "Oh, good-looking guy. I got this model gimmick. Stick him there."
Okay, here's our resident booker, Brian Dunlap. Is our fantasy booker, so he always has angles. Subject is what should WWE do with Omos? Hello, Conan, Disco, and Joseph. WWE did a good job of booking Omos in the Slim Jim Battle Royal, with the Nigerian Giant looking like an absolute monster that needed 8 other wrestlers to eliminate him. However, before that, Omos has been booked as a really big man who loses to relatively smaller men in big match situations. Omos took a loss to Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and Brock Lesnar. Who's next? Goldberg? There are rumors of Omos going up against Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Championship at a future PLE. But really, what's the point at this point? Particularly, he's just be another name fed to Roman, plus the bloodliner heals, and so is Omos. It just doesn't smell right. I'd rather see Omos versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship. I think that'd be a match with a much more unpredictable outcome. It could be a real David versus Goliath. Plus, if this is how Hayes drops the title, him doesn't necessarily look weak losing to a 7'3" giant. What do you guys think WWE should do with Omos? Who's a baby face character that gets picked on a lot on that show? Anybody like to get maybe like a guy like you could take a baby face like a guy like Ali and like have him get picked on a lot and beat up a lot and everything, and have almost kind of like be like buddy up to him, be like his bodyguard type guy. And now he's a heel, he's got a big friend and stuff. I don't know, but as a feature character, he just doesn't cut it. He needs to be like a sidekick to somebody, like a manager or bodyguard of another character, until he learns how to work. Because his work is not that good yet. What do you think, Conan?
Maybe I had to step away for a sec.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm here.
All right. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. So the problem with Omos is that they put him in there before he was ready. And he's still not ready yet. Yeah, he's gotten better, but he looks like the most unintimidating bad giant I've ever seen. He was coming out with hokey clothes at the beginning. Remember? He would wear a lot of cheesy.
Yeah.
One time he's coming up as like an aviator pilot. I'm like, what is that? Right. But the guys that you mentioned that he lost to, Can you mention them again? Do you still have the email in front of you? No.
Braun Strowman, Goldberg, Seth Rollins, and Brock.
Okay, all guys that are protected.
All protected guys. Right?
You haven't lost to Jay Brones. He said he lost to a smaller guy. I don't know. Well, yeah, they're all smaller than him. He's 7 feet. So they've protected him. Maybe they have future stuff for him in the future. I'm not an Almost fan, but that doesn't mean he can't get better. You know, he's still green. That's his problem. That's why they had, you know, they put him in. They had him in squash matches at the beginning. They had him with a good guy on the mic, which is MVP, who could also sit under the learning tree. I heard Nash had talked to him and Undertaker, and they liked him. So he was getting good knowledge. Just, you know, you can have all the knowledge you want. You still got to, you know, put in your reps.